Hey, welcome back to this silly little channel. Today we're checking out the finale episode for season 1 of The Sopranos. This is episode 13 entitled I Dream of Jeannie Cusamano. So thoughts on the previous episode, Isabella, the thoughts will be back there, but it was part of his hallucination. It wasn't just him seeing Isabella or going to lunch with her, but he imagined his wife looking out the window, seeing things and saying things. That's troubling. And they only had a quick little glimpse at each other, but Melfi and Carmela at that one point dropping off Tony, that was their first interaction, right? I asked that in the episode, but as of editing and posting it, no one's replied yet, so I'm asking again. Help me. I don't want to Google anything. It should just pop up with, this character dies when they this. You mean the death of, and I can't look anything up, so. But at the same time, comments can kind of be, I don't know. Like the introduction of Tony's mom faking potentially, Alzheimer's or dementia to get out of her involvement with the hit on Tony. Her involvement with the hit on Tony is something I keep going back and forth on because she says shit knowing that June will act a certain way. But then when stuff happens to her son, it's, oh, my only son. So it's like, is it about he still needs to be punished, but she's sad that it's happening to her? That whole thing. Like, I was watching Godfather 3 the other day, a reaction to it, and there's a scene that I did not remember. And it's with Michael Corleone saying, and this is a spoiler for the Godfather 2, so don't listen for 10 seconds. He says, I killed my mother's son, I killed my father's son. Like he felt bad about it. It wasn't, I killed my brother. He's like, I killed my mother's son, my father's son. So it's weird in that, like, position versus the relationship to the person versus the relationship to everyone else. I don't know if I explained that well, but because she can be aloof and be airheaded and be whatever, but then when she was freaking out saying, what are we going to do, Junior? What are we going to do? That seemed pretty much like, oh no, I got caught doing a thing. So that was like the biggest flag for me, red hands, mother involved. The idea of the dementia being a cover, I mean, Junior expressed as much. How convenient that when this starts happening with Tony, you forget everything, Again, not entirely related, but if you live with or have lived with an addict before, the one that also has health problems, they when they blur into what's the truth, what's the lie, what's the manipulation, what's the health effect, what's the cover story, it's like with enough confusion you can't really place it. You just have to back off. Well, the Tony's mother is kind of striking me as the same way. They create enough confusion around you. That old Peter Baelish thing. If your enemies don't know you, don't know what you plan, don't know what you want, they can't possibly know what you plan to do next. Being involved with a hit on Tony is just wild to me. But then, now I'm thinking out loud, but then, my son, but it wasn't, my husband's son. So she didn't have that sentiment that Michael Corleone did, that I mentioned from The Godfather 3. So we're all over the place here. But this is the finale episode. What to expect? A dream of Jeannie Cusamano. Could that be related to Isabella? Isabella's next door, kind of a dream character. I dream of Jeannie Cusamano. But I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with this season. I don't want to say that it was a weird first season. I don't want to say that. But there were like some, I don't want to say filler episodes, but I do feel like there were some character-driven spotlight episodes where we saw shit, but it didn't really result in anything yet. Maybe a joke a few episodes later, maybe a line or a reference, but some stuff, it's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? But I've been told multiple times by the same person, you know who you are, that season 2 is remarkable, in particular a certain episode that things pick up, and we'll get there. But first we got to get through this episode. It barely was able to edit episode 12 yesterday. It's the first episode up in like a week, almost 2 weeks. We gotta get through this and some other stuff, but we'll get there. Is the plan? I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but we'll get there. He says with a question mark. Okay, 8 minutes of rambling intro is enough. Probably cut it down to like 3. We'll see. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Let's get into this episode. Number 13 from season 1. The season 1 finale. I Dream of Jeannie Cusamano. Here we go. Was it Westworld? Was it Westworld that I ran in? Like, I asked the question in an intro like 6 or 7 episodes ago, and it just came back to me. No one else has answered me. I haven't looked into it.
Okay, we know what we're gonna do.
Till the government indicts, anyway.
Jimmy, this answers your concerns?
Everyone's at the table.
You're right, it's him.
All of a sudden, it's for a meeting to discuss shit we already covered.
You got my okay.
When is this in time? I mean, he has the shot on his ear. I guess answer my own stupid fucking question. Use the context clues. Look at that smile. He knows. He knows.
These two tonight are friends of hers.
I got enough cologne on.
Oh, you got the okay. Now I'm taking you to see these Russian girls. This is the play.
You didn't even let me put anything decent on.
We'll bury you in something better.
Fucking punk-ass pieces of shit.
Why don't you call for help in your radio mic, you fucking rat?
God,
What's the matter?
Chunky. Chunky.
Come on, stop. I want to watch.
Stranger Things? What is going on here? Demogorgon predator head.
It's probably nothing. Come here.
That's what people always say in these creepy movies.
And the last thing I need is for your parents to come home and your dad sees my Dominican ass.
I just saw my grandmother go by the window. How'd she get here from her nursing home?
Kiki, tell my sister to open the door.
Grandma, it's me, Anthony Jr.
Well, you got whooping cough. Get yourself under the vaporizer.
Holy shit.
Hey, what do you want, lady?
Go away.
Grandma, Aunt Satimi is dead. It's me, Meadow.
Such a brota.
It's 1 a.m., dear. Why were you walking on Mountain Avenue at this hour?
Shut up.
You know this young man?
Of course. He's
Tony, my son. I'm fucking it up.
my grandson.
I was wondering if she didn't know right there, or if she was debating on whether to lie or how to do it.
She's being retested for Alzheimer's.
It's been a long odyssey with your mother, hasn't it?
Oh, these last 500 years just seem to race by.
Oh, that's such a relatable fucking sentence. It hurts.
Let it out.
They're transferring her to the nursing unit, which is the thing that she dreaded and feared.
Isn't it interesting how this memory loss is cropped up right after you failed to be killed in the carjacking?
Why is she making this connection?
But I got an idea who was behind it, and enough said. You don't want to go there.
Maybe you don't want to go there.
What are you talking about?
Well, let's track it. Of that Isabella figure, the protective, loving mother. Your subconscious was shouting something at you, and about news stories of mothers throwing their babies out of windows.
Well, why don't we put our fucking cards on the table here?
Yeah, I know.
What do you think? My
She-
mother tried to have me whacked because I put her in a nursing home?
I say what your mother has, at the very least, is what we call borderline personality disorder.
Ooh,
Borderline personality
a
disorder.
BPD.
Let me read to you from the DSM-4, okay?
Ah, the DSM-4. 5 is the current version, right?
Intense anxiety, joylessness. These people's internal phobias are the only things that exist to them. The real world, real people are peripheral. These people have no love or compassion, creating bitterness and conflict.
between others in their circle.
You twisted fucking bitch. That's my mother we're talking about, not some fuck up in Attica stabbed you in the shower. See, we're through, you and I. We're finished. And you're lucky if I don't break your fucking face.
You spit all over her chin.
Suppose my Jackie hadn't died of cancer. I mean, who knows how his life would have ended.
Ladies, compliments of the house. Bucati matriciana.
You gonna hate me, Artie, if I say I like this place better than the old Vesuvio?
A few bucks to be ironed out. And the one in your salad, that was a freak occurrence. My produce man, he's the most expensive in the area. The insurance really came through.
Yes, it did.
She's a real pistol. What a character. Oh. Ah, poor Tony.
He's beside himself.
He's got a lot on his plate.
Oh my God, look who's here.
Look who's here, and then they cut away. Why they do this?
Arthur, I love Carmela like his sister. We just don't want this place to become another mob hangout like the old Vesuvio. Your first time here?
The Della Croces gave me a gift certificate.
Oh, looky.
You will not believe the food.
I was over at Carmela's the other night, Ro. We had some zabaione that... Well, now, of course, we did make it together. But everybody was just raving.
Why is he talking?
I better get seated in order.
No, wait, stay here. Take a load off.
Yeah, how's the watch, fella?
Is that Jackie's watch?
Oh.
Thanks again, Ro.
Carmelo, yeah, eyeball this, please. Oh, well, yeah, that it's a dead Jimmy, right?
As we both know, there's been an attempt on your life. You have enemies.
Well, now, play it, because I don't give a fuck what's on it.
Boy, Anthony must have really gotten under your collar. Admit it. You're looking to crack his Coglione for putting you in here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm playing shortstop for the Mets.
A psychiatrist. He's been seeing one for a while now.
What are you talking about, meetings? Well, who, for Christ's sake, Livia?
All of them. Raymond. Larry.
Three of my capos have their mothers in this place? If this is true, Livia, you know what I mean, I'm the boss, for Christ's sake. If I don't act, blood or no, I have to.
So June made the order, but that's because Olivia pushed him with information and blah, 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 blah.
Mrs. S. How are you? You remember me?
You and my Johnny used to play Little League together.
No, Johnny was your husband. But you're right about the Little League. That was me and Tony.
My son. That's right.
Yeah. That bastard, that old...
What's the matter with
Put me in this place.
Mom passed away.
Really?
6 years ago, right? Like, oh.
When?
About 6 months ago.
Please, give her my regards.
Give her my regards when you see her in hell. What are you talking about?
I got a new restaurant. Mrs. S. What's the matter?
After what my son did to you, oh, how can I look you in the face?
Talking about the restaurant?
What did he do now?
No, she...
You don't blame him for setting the fire? Well, you're a bigger man than some.
This
You should
bitch.
be grateful that-
This old bitch.
It's Junior and Mikey that definitely took out the hit. Start things moving.
Not like we didn't know.
How did you find out for sure?
There's no room for interpretation. Act normal, plan things out, make no mistakes.
If I'm your uncle, I gotta finish what I started. He could strike first.
T, anything else?
My ear hurts.
Here. One of mine.
Yeah, and they had a maid last episode that showed up twice. I'd never seen her ever before and haven't since.
What kind of person can I be where his own mother wants him dead?
That woman is a peculiar duck. She always has been.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
You know, and she's gotten worse with age.
Both your sisters left New Jersey so young you would have thought there were contracts out on them.
Just to get away from her.
Different.
Huh?
I could kill her. With these two hands.
You gotta play the concerned daughter-in-law. You gotta stay even-keeled for the sake of the business.
Fuck the business. Dollars to donuts, this Alzheimer's thing is an act. So she can't be called on a shit.
But I never should have asked him about eating pussy. This whole war could have been averted.
All because of that fucking golf course.
Brought us to this. When I look at the guys now, all I feel is humiliation. I'll take care of my uncle. And I'll take care of Mikey P. And I'll get some satisfaction.
Tom.
Jesus Christ, relax.
What the fuck you doing here?
Taking us to God's, putting in the marina next door.
This guy worried for his life. Yep. The old cinder block shoes, huh? He's gonna be there. I wanted to say sorry about your table.
No, just wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Emergency services, may I?
Hey, I didn't talk to you.
Do I have your word that I'm in no physical danger?
Yes, I am humbled that you would take my word. Yes.
What?
Oh, fuck me. Yes, you got my word.
That's what somebody would say if they were also going to shoot you in the face as soon as you open the door. I just want to throw that out there to people.
Some sex dreams.
Involving?
My neighbor, Jean Cusamano.
Oh, Jeannie Cusamano.
Go on.
What we're doing is doggy stuff.
I dream of...
You know, Jean.
That's okay. Go on. You know that patient-doctor conversation is privileged, and I couldn't testify against anybody.
Either way, they're using it as a fucking excuse.
You never mentioned any of your associates by name. Oh, except for that one fellow, Booty?
Pussy. Pussy.
Booty.
Pussy Booty. I don't know his last name. Junior.
Shut the fuck up a minute. You're in danger.
Get out of here. That's not fair.
Fair? What are you talking about fair? Oh, God, it's fair. They don't give a shit about fair. Leave town. Today. Right now.
I have patients who are suicidal.
Well, they're not gonna feel any better about their life if you get clipped.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, look, I know. I'm sorry, okay? I'm gonna work on this problem with the people that pose a threat to you, and I'll take care of it. And you'll be able to come back.
People are gonna get murdered, aren't they?
Don't worry about those distractions. You keep your eye on them.
Those distractions.
I know what you
Murdered people.
Get the fuck out of town. You've been a good doctor to me. Thank you.
Yeah, because he had it on tape from the conversation with June and his mother.
What the fuck are you doing?
How could you? How the fuck could you?
You took their money?
What? No.
Good, then do it.
No, you...
I don't give a...
That restaurant was like my child.
So they got in your ear?
3 generations of Bucco sweated over that same stove.
No, he thinks he got bought or is a rat or something or set to kill him, but he's mad about the restaurant. This is not...
My mother?
Don't say she's lying, Tone. Because why would she?
What'd she tell you, my mother?
Don't make it worse.
2 Washington investigators gave that 5 a clean bill of health, Artie. Why the fuck would I blow up your restaurant?
To help me! You hear your uncle's gonna hurt my business by staging a hit in my place, and that's your solution?
Am I that fucking stupid? Really?
You don't say anything when you got a gun on you.
My mother, God bless her, is going senile, Artie. I swear to God, I didn't touch your place, Artie.
Yeah, but you had it touched. So, but yeah, that's like a half-truth, ain't it?
I didn't burn down your restaurant. I swear on my mother. Take it easy!
Now the cop is going to pull you over for a busted brake light?
Let's go, we can get together, for our regular Sunday dinner. Or somebody's nose could get out of joint.
Everybody knows that everybody knows, pretty much.
That whole family died of trichinosis. That's uncooked pork.
That was last year. That same family.
Listen to him. He knows everything.
I was going to say it. I've heard her shit so much, I know how she's going to respond. Because I live with You see where the conversation is going, and you can't avoid it. You see every step, and then you still land there.
So I hear Artie Bucco came to see you.
Who is Artie? Came to see me? Where?
That's
what
so
are we
weird.
talking about?
Yeah.
Here?
Fucking my friend came at me with a gun after speaking to you. Like, I saw Carmelo looking at Tony. I wanted Tony to say some more.
I'm full of rage, Father. Murderous. Whatever. Urges. I hate life.
Have you talked with your wife?
She does not seem like the nurturing type.
I didn't go to the insurance company.
Why not?
Well, legally. What if I'm wrong? I could get hit with a defamation suit.
I think the only reason you haven't told Charmaine is because you know she'll insist you go to the police immediately.
All due respect, Father. You're getting off the subject. I need to tell you something. And I want you should hear it from me. Not from some asshole on the street. About 4 or 5 months ago, I started seeing a psychiatrist. You know, I was passing out and they couldn't find nothing.
He's like, I told you.
She's been helping me with that. Okay, come on, give it to me. Give it in my face, come on.
Didn't talk about us,
I'm
right?
sure you did it with complete
Discretion.
Business was not discussed. No names were mentioned. Junior knows. He's decided to use it against me.
It's not the worst thing I ever heard. I was seeing a therapist myself about a year ago.
These are painful, stressful times.
Marriage counseling?
Yeah, like that. Sorta, yeah.
The women in my life are just adores his daughter, wants to be better with his wife. His mom's trying to kill him. Isabella's out there. Malfi's out there.
That's so dangerous down there.
No problem. Thanks to the Checo.
The fresh basil really adds to it.
Now these shots are suggesting to us the way she feels is the way we should feel about the situation too.
No.
It may not be, but don't waste it. Don't wait.
And my other job, the waiters usually do the cocktail solicitation. But if you want, I'll do it as I see them.
She catches on fast, that one. Very conscientious. She's working 2 jobs to become a music manager. Whatever that is.
I'm glad they're at least referencing that episode.
The new exterminators? I got faith. The owner is Portuguese. They're sticklers.
I like the boss tools.
Yeah, he's not gonna tell her yet. If at all, right?
And if Chucky calls, you get me on his cell phone.
A bang, bang, bang. Mikey's dead. A bang, bang.
Go take a Midol.
Is that still a product for menstrual cramps? Is that?
Nips! Nips! Boy!
No, trust the dogs, they know. Bro. If I saw that, I'd be out in the grass, and I'm not even involved in organized or unorganized crime. I mean, he's fast, but is he faster than a bullet? You gotta have a line of sight.
Oh, motherfucker!
Oh, come on, please! Please, come on! Come on!
Fucking poison ivy all over.
That's what he was complaining about. I thought he was like
Brendan,
winded.
You shot him in his bathtub naked.
I can feel it itching me already.
Dun dun. This is his first person knocking in this music.
Soprano, FBI. Fuck.
Junior Soprano, alleged boss of the New Jersey crime family that bears his name, was indicted today on federal racketeering charges.
Tony said, let me take care of June.
Talk about fucking timing. He's lucky he's still alive.
Oh, he got arrested before Tony got to him. I thought Tony arranged a bust, but that would be ratting on family, and I wouldn't think he would take that route.
Of an ongoing investigation stretching back nearly 4 years. They represent the most crippling blow to mob activities in the New Jersey area since the early 19th.
That's the guy who was talking to him. Like, yeah, we're both Italian, culinary, religious.
According to authorities I've spoken with here, Nazis today on loan sharking chief Michael Grabbag Palmisi.
Her lips look weird on Grabbag Palmisi.
Yeah, he was so happy that he was going out to try out his new running shoes, you know.
Why don't you take him by it all?
He loved me.
He said that he loved
And
me.
that he would be right back.
This bitch. Did she have a hard nipple? Did my brain pick up on that out of the corner of my eye in the last 3 frames that she was on the screen?
And that he would be right back.
She excited that her husband is dead.
I wasn't named because the focus of the investigation is some telephone calling card scam that Junior and Larry had going and this Diamante technical stock thing that I wasn't into. They got stuff on me. They got stuff on all of us from the surveillance at the Green Grove. Just don't have a case yet.
An ongoing investigation, the DA said.
Did you bring your wife into things? No. No. Sitting there in the house of God, I realized you can either be a yes person or a no person. A positive ion or a negative ion. It's just that this woman's always been an odd bird, a sea of negativity. Even as a kid, we all learned to take her ravings with a grain of salt. But you also said the son was unstable. Complicated? Yes, he is. A little too comfortable outside the law? Yes, he is. But it would only add to the quotient of sorrow in the world to doubt him.
Artie, I like this character and the way he's played.
You seem at peace. I am, Father. Thank you again, Father. Sure.
He's like, wow, that was fucking weird.
You prefer Corrado or Junior?
I prefer Mr. Soprano.
Let me put this to you as simply as I can. You can avoid sentencing on these charges if you will testify that, in fact, you were not the boss of North Jersey. That, in fact, your nephew, Anthony Soprano, was and is.
His pride won't let him, even for freedom, he won't let Tony be the one who was in charge.
I want you to corroborate information that we obtained through informants and wiretap. That you were allowed to profit more or less. But you were not making policy and you were not in the New York loop. You were positioned to take the hits and now you've taken them. You're 70 years old. How many years you got left?
My nephew running things?
What a joke.
Not that Struns. Not in this life.
Part of me wants to say it's him keeping Tony safe, even though he's his nephew and even though he tried to have him killed. But part of me thinks it's more his pride not wanting to let Tony have it.
So what they're saying on the TV about the storm that's headed this way, huh?
Yeah.
He gave the titty glance when the shirt came off. I saw the eyes dart down.
I thought maybe you might want to take your mind off these stressors.
Yeah, what about Jackie's widow? Like, don't you already have something going on over there?
Then that's even a bigger reason.
He's a sinner, Father. And you come up here and you eat his steaks, and you use his home entertainment center. You want to watch One True Thing? Fine. At least admit it.
I thought you liked movies. Me, a Copa.
Jesus, you know, I get exactly the same who-me shit with Tony. 2 I don't need. Has Tony thought about changing? Father, please.
You do think I'm a schnorrer, don't you? A parasite.
I think that you like the, I don't even know what to call it, the whiff of sexuality. That never goes anyplace.
I have feelings for you, Carmela. I admitted it.
How does Rosalie April fit into your feelings for me?
Oh. So that's it.
The religious counseling.
His
the wonderful
head
chats,
points one way and his face points another way and his eyes point another way. There's a lot of angles going on there. I mean, I get it. My eyes aren't fucking
call this an intervention.
Even either, so
I think you have this MO where you manipulate spiritually thirsty women. And I think a lot of it is tied up with food somehow, as well as the sexual tension game.
It's as close to sinning as he can do without actually.
Whoa.
What's up with that electrical socket down there? Like an 8-port and it's got smudges all over the place. Oh boy.
Your mom's had a stroke.
Stroke?
The news on TV yesterday, it really upset her. Not that it's any of my business.
She wouldn't know how to fake a stroke, so she...
Your only son. Your middle child.
Look, she can't answer you. Her speech center's been affected.
Yeah, my ass. I heard the tapes, Ma. The fucking FBI tapes. Don't tell me you don't know what I'm talking about.
The look on her face.
And I got one more little last detail I gotta take care of.
Mr. Soprano!
I didn't tell you I don't die that fucking easy, Ma. I'm gonna live a nice, long, happy life, which is more than I can say for you.
All right, that's enough. I tried to do the right thing by you. You trying to be whacked?
She doesn't understand you.
She's smiling. Look at the look on her face. Look at her face. She got a fucking smile on her face.
A smile and a wince can kind of look the same. A pain wince. Again, when there's so much bullshit and then health things are introduced, it's like you don't know what's real and what to feel sorry for. It just...
She go vacation.
Alright, she's out of town then. Good. Nobody really needs her, though.
Tony, she's right. We can't keep driving in this. I can hardly see in front of us here.
Got no power, no lights. I'm closing as soon as these last few people leave.
Go to Mickey D's, they'll be open.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Let's go. No! Come on! What are you... Come on!
They gave me steroids too, but it fucked me up. Yeah, well,
Oh, the poison ivy all over. That could come back to bite him if the body was found there.
So, guys, Kiara, her brother and sister are back in the kitchen if you want to say hello. More refugees.
The skip's seeing a psychiatrist. How's that sit with your ass?
I usually do sit with my ass. Why don't you sit with yours? This bothers you? You saw a fucking psychiatrist.
Not a woman. I can't get past that. It don't compute for me.
That's Tony singing a woman. That's the part that he's stuck on.
I said my piece.
What are you getting at, Paulie?
Nothing.
He's gonna be the new boss now. In name, in everything.
I don't know. He doesn't have, like, aspirations of climbing, because he's told people in the Christopher in the past, I've got an arc, you know, here I am. Like, he doesn't care. He's fine being muscle. He doesn't seem to want to be made or promoted. So I don't see him using this information against Tony later.
Ah, fuck. Hey! You said Frig?
Frigg was the pet name of, you know, Odin's wife. One of his wives, right? Freya / Frigg, if they were the same person. Hypothetical
Someday
person.
soon, you're gonna have families of your own. And if you're lucky, you remember the little moments. Like this.
Yeah, you can look at the highlight reel or you can bask in the horror. Neither of them are really productive. Okay. I didn't realize we were on the way out, but we are. I don't think there's anything in the outro, but I'm going to stick around for the credits. But if not, I'll see you in the outro. Episode 13 of Season 1, I Dream of Jeannie Cusamano. Tony is stunned to learn who arranged the attempt on his life. Very brief, very apt description for the episode, but okay. Alright, so that was the episode, and that was the season, and what an adventure this has been. I mean, I had mentioned in the beginning that I knew a few episodes in Season 1, and then ultimately the ending scene of the whole damn show, but to actually get through the first season and get to this ending point where June is in jail, Tony is slated to rise, and yeah, we'll see, I guess. Excuse the voice crack. Pussy is still not back in the loop yet, so I don't know when or if or how he weaves back into Season 2, but that was on my mind this episode. We got the death of Jimmy, we got the death of Mikey, and fuck man, Tony over his mom getting in her face and talking to her while they're wheeling her away was fucking wild. Like, even you think Better Call Saul to Chuck, the episode where he's strapped in the hospital chair and he's freaking out and doing shit. Even in that situation, I can't see Saul or Jimmy coming over him to talk shit and get in his face and at that moment of vulnerability. But I guess maybe he thought the stroke was bullshit, or it didn't matter that she had the stroke. You know, you still fucking came after me, or through your actions came after me. We saw Meadow messing around with that boy, that kid, whatever, and then it cut to a bed thumping, but then it was Anthony Jr., so was he fucking whacking around? What was he doing in his bed? What was That was an awkward transitional scene. Yo, Art pulled up with a fucking hunting rifle. It's just broad daylight. Ah, 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 just yelling at Tony. But apparently they're really good friends. They're over it, you know. Tony, I mean, Tony's had so many guns pulled on him. It was his friend with the gun. He probably didn't really feel like he was in that much danger or actual threat. But then it's like, you're stranded somewhere during the storm. You go to the guy's restaurant. It's there was a little weird hesitation at the door, but then things went back to the way they were. Come on in, come on in. Here we are, riding out the storm. Oh, that's what it is. They're riding out the storm. That's what this whole thing is with the family, between June and the mom and Tony and Carmela. They're just riding out the storm. I was just scrolling through the footage. I was just fourth time. So I was just scrolling through the footage to see if there was anything else I missed or would pop into memory. And two things popped into needed to be talked about, and that was one, Melfi and that interaction with Tony and her face spitting on her and breaking the table and her locking the door and feeling genuinely threatened by him and like almost calling the cops on him the next time he came back. But for her, ultimately, for what she predicted or thought to be true, which tempered Tony and brought him back into, you know, trying to listen to her, or at least attempting to listen. We'll say that. And the other thing was the priest and Carmela. Yeah, I mean, he's always felt weaselly to me, but now Carmela has floated it as this like whiff of romance or eroticism or companionship, however she put it. But then didn't really agree with that. But then she had mentioned, what about, you know, whatever her name is, I'm sorry. And he was like, oh, and then he felt rejected and took his shit and left. So is everything just a dupe? Like, is he trying to skis people and get in with these women, or is he just, you know, flirting with the idea of romance? Anyway, I think that is going to do it for me for now. This season has been a blast. This episode was great, and I will be returning to the show after a short break. I don't want to specify an amount of time in case real life stuff or work or something happens gets in the way, but the plan is to pretty much just keep rolling with season 2. So thank you so much for being here. I'm looking forward to this next season and hope to see you then. Thanks again, and goodbye.